All right, let's jump right in. Look, if you're watching this, you're not just a passive observer. You are smack in the middle of a massive, ongoing revolution. The way we get our information, our entertainment, how we connect with the world, it has all been completely and very, very quickly rewritten. I mean, just let that statement sink in for a second. This isn't some abstract idea. It affects every single one of us who has ever picked up a phone, opened a laptop, or just scrolled through a feed. This isn't just another trend. It's the new reality we all live in. So the big questions are, how did we get here? And where in the world are we going? We're going to break it down into 5 key parts. First, we'll look at that huge shift to pixels. Then, we'll get into the algorithms that are literally shaping what you see every day. After that, we'll talk about the booming creator economy, take a little peek into the future with the metaverse, and finally, we'll pull it all together to talk about how you can find your way in this new media world. Okay, first up, the shift to pixels. You really have to understand this part because it's the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. It's the story of this great migration from the physical world to the digital one. This slide really just nails the whole transition, doesn't it? We went from tangible things like print to intangible pixels on a screen. We moved from a fixed broadcast schedule, waiting for your show to come on, to getting whatever we want, whenever we want it, on demand. And maybe the biggest change of all, we've gone from just being passive consumers to being active creators. Remember this world? Or maybe you've only heard about it. A handful of channels, appointment television. If you wanted to see that big show, you had to be on your couch at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night. Period. Everybody watched the same thing at the same time. It was a shared event. And now, compare that to today. We've jumped from that rigid schedule to this. The endless, infinite scroll. It's an entire universe of content that's built specifically for you, available 24/7, and it all lives right in your pocket. The media doesn't make you wait anymore. It waits for you. But here's the most important thing to get. This isn't just a tech upgrade. It's not like we went from a flip phone to a smartphone. No, this is a deep, fundamental shift in how we actually experience reality. Our diet of information, our friendships, our whole sense of what's happening in the world is now being filtered through these new platforms. And that leads us perfectly into our second section, how algorithms shape our reality. Because if we're all living in this new digital world, we've got to understand the invisible architects who are building it all around us, brick by digital brick. So at the very heart of this new media machine, you'll find the algorithm. You can think of it as this silent director, a tireless editor, this invisible hand that decides what you're going to see in your feed and what gets buried forever. So what exactly is a recommendation algorithm? Well, put simply, it's a prediction engine. It watches everything you do, what you watch, how long you watch it, what you like, what you share, and it uses all that data to make a really good guess about what you'll want to see next. Its number one job? Keep you watching, keep you scrolling. And when that algorithm gets really, really good at its job, you end up inside what we call a filter bubble. It's your own comfortable, personal little universe of information, built just for you. The downside, and it's a big one, is that you become way less likely to ever stumble across ideas or viewpoints that might challenge what you already believe. Now, take that idea and scale it up. When all of our individual filter bubbles connect with other people who think just like us, we create an echo chamber. This is the social effect. Inside this chamber, ideas aren't just shared, they're amplified over and over again by the group. It can make a shared belief feel less like an opinion and more like an absolute, undeniable fact. But this new media world isn't all about code and algorithms. It's also created an entirely new kind of workforce. So let's talk about the creator economy. Remember that shift we talked about from just consuming media to actually creating it? That's what this is all about. The tools to make professional-looking videos, podcasts, and articles are now literally in everyone's hands. The old gatekeepers are gone, which means anyone with a phone and a good idea can become their own media company. Of course, it's not all perfect. It's really a two-sided coin. The upside is incredible. It empowers individuals to build businesses and communities around something they love, all on their own terms. But there's a real downside too. It often completely demolishes the line between your personal and professional life. Burnout is a huge problem when your life is your job. So what does that path even look like for a creator? Well, it usually follows these 4 steps. First, you find a niche, something specific that you're passionate about. Second, you start creating and publishing content consistently. Third, and this is crucial, you build a real community by engaging with your audience. And finally, once you have that engaged community, you can monetize it. Okay, so we've looked at the past, and we've covered the present. But where is this all going? Let's try to peer over the horizon and see what might be next. This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Everybody in tech and media is asking this. We're obviously in this period of crazy fast change, so what's the next major evolution going to look like? Well, one possible answer, and it's a very debated one, is the metaverse. You've heard the term. It's this idea of a persistent, shared, 3D virtual world where our digital lives and our physical lives all merge together. If this happens, it would be a huge leap from watching media on a screen to actually living inside of it. Here's another possibility, and this one is kind of mind-bending. AI-driven content. What happens when artificial intelligence doesn't just recommend your next video, but actually creates it, just for you? Imagine personalized movies, music, or news reports all generated on the fly. It's a pretty wild thought. And that's the thing we have to remember through all of this. The change isn't done. The digital horizon isn't some destination we're getting closer to. It's a boundary that is constantly moving, constantly expanding, as the tech gets better. And the pace of that change, it's only getting faster. So after all that, let's bring it home in our final section, navigating your media world. How do you find your place on this map that keeps getting redrawn every single day? All right, let's do a quick recap. The key takeaways. First, media made a massive shift from scheduled broadcasts to on-demand pixels. Second, we learned that powerful algorithms are now the curators of our reality. Third, we explored how the creator economy has given individuals the power to become their own media outlets. And finally, we have to accept that the future of all this is still being written as we speak. And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. As this digital horizon keeps expanding outward, who exactly is drawing the map? Is it the big tech companies, the individual creators, the algorithms themselves, or do you still get to play a role in charting your own course? That really is the question for all of us trying to navigate this new world.